room for improvement there. People can be playing other styles of this mid lane other than like the rotation burst damage heroes. I know the patch really calls for that, but we'll see. Last couple of seconds here for Infamous. 30 left on their reserve time and 19 for Crazy. So LT teams can have to decide how they want to round out these drafts. You have the global presence right now in Infamous. The Ancient Apparition and the Nature's Prophet are going to do a lot of work together.
Yeah, they should be able to do so. Is that a mid Nature's Prophet, though, or is that going to be a mid Void Spirit? Like, would you think about... No, not anymore with the Clockwork. I was going to say, would you think about a 4 Void Spirit? We've seen some of that.
We have. Sorry about that. Haven't had my monster yet this morning. Actually, had to throw a couple in the fridge from my shrine behind me. I'll be grabbing them after this game.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say I had to throw a couple in the oven with my chicken nuggets, because that's what you were cooking up before.
Don't tell people about my eating and drinking habits. You know, it's fine if I talk about the fact that I only drink Monster while they're our sponsor. But if people think I survive just on chicken nuggets and Monster Energy, which is true, they're going to think I'm some sort of degenerate.
That is true.
We can't have that. Next hero here, only 5 seconds left for Crazy. What are they grabbing? Medusa.
Ooh, okay,
Hey, there's
like
that changing it up like I was talking about. There we go. We got it now. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be like Medusa in the safe lane or something. Because you have like
you think so?
The Wind Ranger. We have Wind Ranger and Tiny right now. One of these people are going to have to play a core.
Yeah, that's true. And Tiny's not playing the 3, and Windrunner's certainly not playing the 3. So, well, do you feel more comfortable as of this moment with a Tiny mid or a Windrunner mid?
Radiant's turn to ban.
Probably put the Tiny mid instead. Again, you want to be getting early levels on these heroes with the huge amount of burst. Wind Ranger fills a similar role, but that's once she has focus fire. She has a javelin, maybe an MKB. Tiny can just sort of walk into people, toss avalanche them, pick them off, get a bunch of gold, and of course make the farm safe for your carry for X period of time.
Ban the PL, ban the Naga. So Magnus gets banned. Obviously, that could be your offlaner. Could be mid as well, but I don't think Crazy's looking for mid in any way. Have we seen Bryle more on the Windrunner or the Tiny? I want to say the Windrunner.
Again, he could be either, but I keep thinking that Bryle's going to be playing this Tiny. It makes a little bit more sense to me. Moon Meander's style is more so this Wind Ranger anyways. It really sucks that they lost this last game. Moon's arrows were off the mark a little bit, but he played a pretty good game. Aoi played an amazing game on that Clockwork.
Yeah.
It was so good. But they still lost. Last couple of seconds here for Crazy. 10 seconds of their draft and 3 seconds reserve time. Round this out with a
offlaner, Tide Hunter. Called it. Look at those cosmetics on that Tide.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know.
Is a new one. I'm happy to see something different, but I mean, I think it does okay. At night, really can get on top of the Ancient Apparition as well as the Nature's Prophet. You could bring some trouble their way.
Yep. I'm liking it. This hero does a lot of work. It's very good against the Void Spirit. Just due to the fact that you can't really Yules yourself up. You can't really Lotus yourself up by your allies to dispel that silence on the Night Stalker. It's very unique in that way. You just sort of sit underneath people and you can keep them locked down. They give a lot less options. The TB, it's all right. HFN is now on this Medusa. I feel like you were downgraded to like the brain dead right clicker after that last game though. Because there's not a whole lot you can do wrong in the Medusa.
Wow, that is
I mean that in the least flamey way possible. But you definitely overcommitted a couple times. The Omni slashes weren't great. You missed like 2 of them, and then I think the last one in that really big team fight that really cost him the game. The Omni slash the Sven would need a Lotus Orb on him, and then Sven just went jumping around the team fight and Omni slash cleaving people to death.
10 seconds.
I'm still just thinking about how you really just... I mean, those are some massive shots at HFN, I'm not going to lie.
I love you, HFN, but that last game was a little bit of a mess. I mean, maybe your internet's lagging. Maybe you're hungry and you need some nugs. Who knows? Maybe crack yourself open a monster.
Get some tendies. General brand tendies.
Yeah, but these games are important for Crazy to win. Again, if they lose this one, they're going to go down quite far. And, Haven Liberty is going to be pretty happy about that one. They're trying to claw their way back into the series. And you go 5-9 at this point. Haven Liberty is now at 4-10. They just need to pull out some W's here. And they're back in it. Bottom two teams do get eliminated. Next 4 lower bracket, and of course 4 after that upper bracket.
I will say Infamous winning this series, if they were to 2-0, it secures them into a decent
upper
position.
Bracket.
I wouldn't say upper, because I think Team Brazil is very close to them too.
Yeah,
but it'll definitely put them in a you control your own fate kind of thing.
Yeah.
Although Brazil has to play Infinity, Crazy, and Quincy Crew.
All right, let's go. We got ourselves some Dota, though. As you said, it's going to be Rael mid on this tiny. Moon on the Wind Ranger buys himself a Null Talisman first and some Tango, so he's going to be focused on harassing people down. As in the off lane, Night Stalker. Aoi here on the CM, getting the Aoi specialty. I haven't seen Sobi mask, or sorry, Sage's mask picked up on this hero at the start of the game before. I'm gonna be honest with you, it makes sense. I'm very big on not spending all of your item on regen in pubs, anyways. In pro games, it's a little bit different. You know who you're getting farm. It's not that bad to use all of your starting gold on regen if you can see a good game for your teammates, but Michael is actually just going to go down.
Yeah, Michael's taking a lot of damage, and this is, I think he gave up first blood last game.
Yeah. Maybe it's all part of his plan.
Consider yourself warned.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh man, I'm being judged super hard in the chat right now. Just learning about my eating and drinking habits.
Sorry.
It's okay. They're very accepting of me. I'm surprised. I feel like I finally found a place I belong. I'm shocked right now. So anyways, Kesu trying to zone Pax's off the room. Brian will be able to assist with that. Ooh, he hits him with the spicy pepper. It's, ooh, he throws it on Pax's. Back to Excel. He holds on to it for a little bit. This is a ticking time bomb. Be very embarrassing to have this pop on you in front of thousands of people. Back on the Pax's. You throw back in onto Excel. Oh my god. His brother he just hot peppered. They're supposed to be on the same team.
This is why we need more Neph play-by-play.
I'm not sure the people want that one.
That was fantastic. I'm just going to keep myself quiet. You got this.
It's the auto attack. He's got to use it soon. There it is.
He's got the pepper on him. Actually, early metamorphosis from Packus. You see this a lot with Terror Blades. Secure that early farm. Try to secure a little bit of stability in your lane. Decent shackle from Moon Meander, and like you said, this is more of a Moon Meander style hero.
Yeah. He's much happier playing this one. Again, the tiny, it's super solid. Like you need to be able to play if you're position 4, but he's been playing the Wind Rangers, the Clockworks. Now he gets pulled back there. Nothing to worry about though. Actually, Moon Meander is the person that needs to worry. He's lost a lot of his regen already, sitting at very low HP. He needs to ferry himself out some more.
So secured some farm, Chilling Touch, and Excel goes to the Ice Vortex, and I guess I can understand that. It's not like you're getting a stun in this lane to follow up, say, Cold Feet.
I don't know. To me, it feels like such a waste of mana, but I guess you're not having mana issues if you don't go for Cold Feet. So amplify that damage from Chilling Touch, maybe. I'll take it.
Helps with the chase.
Oh, that is so bad. You've just been forced to use your salve as the position 3 on your position 4 hero. I know that they're like his HP is also Kazu's HP, but it feels really bad when you're committing that kind of gold. I like what Excel's doing here, though. He's punishing Moon Meander's greedy build so hard. I talked about this at the very start of the group stage with you a lot. I feel like personally offended when enemies come to lane with no HP regen. It feels like they're disrespecting me. So I just play super aggressive onto them and start like punishing for them. Like, think you can like just harass me in a lane, not take any damage from me? I'll show you. That's what Excel's doing here.
Yeah, and he'll have soon level 2 into the Chilling Touch. Get even more harassment out there. He'll feel kind of nice. Let's switch to mid. Let's take a look over mid. Got Bryle on this Tiny up against KXY on the mid Nature's Prophet. Ooh, hold on a second. Bottom, Michael. He goes down to HFN, who's sitting very low. Aether Remnant ends up being a trade that really doesn't make that worth it for HFN.
No, you shouldn't be going down on Medusa at a time like this. And again, you didn't have your mana shield active right there. You just got yourself bursted down without popping that. Not a great day. Although I wasn't watching that kill, because again, the last thing I expected was Medusa getting blown up. Now you're ferrying out items to Aoi. That makes sense, you know. Make the lane a little bit easier. He needs HP regen. Aoi could be about to go down here.
Aoi looks like he might just be dead to rights. They've got the battery assault on. Fairy Fire, one more shot needed. Michael will be the one who gets that kill.
This is actually just horrible. Like the lack of coordination here from HFN and Aoi. I mean, HFN's dying when he had Mana Shield available. Aoi going down there. Medusa and Crystal Maiden hitting different cogs. That cost them enough time to let them kill Aoi there, actually. They're just not synced up, and you know, it's really costing them a lot here. I'd actually be furious. I don't want to flame any of these players, but I'd be furious with that one if I was Aoi. Like, it should be very obvious which cog you're going to attack. It's the one to like the closest exit point. The safest exit point. And it's usually pretty obvious.
Frostbite. Peta, and he just gets run down. Now he's got that level 1 of the Frostbite. Level in Crystal Nova and the Mystic Snake level 2. They were able to just walk down Pepita. Speaking of which, I'm a little bit surprised that we are seeing an off-lane Void Spirit. Of all the things, I wasn't really expecting that. You know, we talked about it being in the 4. We talked about Nature's Prophet being in the 3. And right now, Nature's Prophet's sitting in the 2, having a great time up against this mid-Tiny. That being said, Bryle's not doing too bad himself, but, you know, it's a question of how many of those are treants that he's got in the CS mark.
Yeah, Risu is a different sort of stat you can pull. You used to be able to like check. Actually, I think you can. Is like on Dota buff and whatnot. You can check like, okay, these are your jungle creeps killed. These are your lane creeps killed. These are the summon units you've killed. But I don't think there's anything for in-game stats for that anymore.
Was the Tether, Lareth Tether, gonna have that ability?
I have no idea. I haven't read anything about it. I've been working in here.
Sam. Pepita
Honestly.
and Michael, battery assault on the HFN in pretty deep, but they've got Excel coming over. Really doesn't lead to anything other than the fact that now they know the Ancient Apparition is the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Pops Metamorphosis immediately. Trying to secure, I think he's level 6 against Kazu here. Probably put the point in the Sunder, to be honest with you.
Ooh. Meander. Ooh, KXY. Both of them actually get really low. Fairy Fire stays up, and Moon Meander is able to survive. I say that, though. KXY comes over with such a little bit amount of health. Shackle, power shot. KXY, he made the rotation for this.
If you are still alive,
What?
I'd still be shooting.
That was your mid laner you've just lost.
And now bottom, HFN, he's within the cogs. They've got the battery assault. Excel helping out to get this kill on HFN. They even look over at Alley with battery assault ending on this Crystal Maiden.
Frostbite is there. The Avalanche and Toss are available. Michael, I think it's only a matter of time before he dies. Throws at the... Oh, no!
That's
Crazy. Tips him as well. That is mean.
I will say I'm surprised
Pretty bad.
Packus has had such a easygoing time top. considering both supports are now sitting bottom. But I say that Excel survives. KXY comes over. Excel still dies to Bryo. Astro Step. This might end up being 2. Resonant Pulse. Bryo low. One more shot. KXY gets the kill. They look just as Owie's able to TP away.
KXY getting recovery kill onto Tiny there. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if you died to Moon here on the Wind Ranger. It does secure him a little bit of extra farm, so he had a pretty weak start to this game, having to go through all of his HP regen, the lane. In fact, get some salve used on him by his Night Stalker. But getting close to this Javelin now and close to the level 6, getting that pretty quickly here will just allow you to, I don't know, like run at the AA, for example, with the Javelin and burst him down. No time at all, easy. Secure yourself more farm with that one.
Avalanche toss. Well, Packers just came bottom. He's level 7, and he's only gone into the Conjure Image as well as the Metamorphosis, so he doesn't have Sunder to work with. They'll get a second kill out onto Excel. We've seen TVs back off in the past and have an easier time going into the jungle and farming, but the question is, can he pull that off with the aggression coming in from Crazy at the moment? They look up top. HFN, he gets low. He'll be dead for the 3rd time. So both hard carries are struggling, to say the least.
I don't know if I would really say that Terrorblade is struggling as much. He's 2nd on the net worth right now. Like, yes, he did just take him down, but you know, he's gonna catch back up. Medusa, on the other hand, when you have these like run at you heroes that can blow her up really easily, like you're always gonna have the global presence of the Ancient Apparition frost blasting him. You have KXY, Nature's Prophet, able to teleport on top of him with the Wrath of Nature as well. You have Clockwork with flares and hookshot. Like, it becomes very scary to be a core who's falling behind. You want to get far enough ahead on the Medusa where it's not really worth it for the enemies to try and come in onto you because you're too tanky, and that is not the kind of game that HFN is having. Mid lane, Owie.
Excel, he'll get caught. He is not going to survive here. Owie gets the kill. Aether Remnant will allow Cold Feet to proc on Kezu, but you just don't have the rotations necessary. Wrath of Nature comes in, and now they look over at Moon Meander, seeing if they can get the treants in front of him, but they are summoned behind him. No chance of getting that. Astro Step, Kezu avoids the Aether Remnant. They have Michael coming over, only level 5, so he doesn't have a hook shot to work with. Dark Ascension used by Kezu to get out of this. So he's able to escape, at least for now. I say that with Treant searching. Rocket Flare spots Owie as well as Bryo. Aether Remnant in, and now the Avalanche toss. Clockwork just ends up dead. Pepita jumping forward. Owie goes into the ult. And this is
Owie.
horrible for this Void Spirit. Pepita dead again.
Owie just manning up there, you know? He says, you know what, you've committed your stun? You want to jump on me? I'm a low HP critical man. Boom, plus 20 armor. You're underneath my freezing field. Blows up him, and in fact takes the kill from his allies, which, you know, if you're balling like that, go for it. 4-1 on Owie. HFN's no longer the carry. We've seen position 1 Crystal Maiden. Let's go. 4-1-5. Are you gonna argue with this one versus the baby 1-3-2 Medusa?
The baby one. No, I won't argue. Ice Blast coming in. Avalanche toss. See the Crystal Maiden behind of Owie, ready to go. Tiny also picks up this Tome of Knowledge. Giving the Tome over to your mid.
And then Iron Talon on the Medusa. I think she's sending herself out, or sorry, Moon found it. So they're not sending it out, it's just the Mask of Madness. Still, on a more serious note, Owie getting all these kills under his belt, them starting to play a little bit more aggressive on Crazy, will give HFN space to farm. He's got this Mask of Madness complete now, which is going to like accelerate his farm like crazy. We've seen
Michael right on top of Moomiander. Shackle comes in, power shot over. Avalanche toss out on the Nature's Prophet. They get the kill to Moomiander. KXY getting low with the hook shot. Ice Blast. They get the kill to Bryle. Before KXY dies, Owie makes the rotation now, but this does not seem like this is going to work out for the Crystal Maiden. Aether Remnant pulls him back, and Excel, he gets himself a kill and takes out the 4-time spree of what? That Crystal Maiden carry you were talking about?
I still believe in him. Did make more sense to go for him there than the Night Stalker. It's a fraction of the armor and the HP, and way less movement speed. But HFN, again, he sent himself out that Mask of Madness. That was the same time the Iron Talon dropped and got sent back to base. He didn't send himself out the Iron Talon at the time, though. So there's something off about him today. I don't think it's just the fact that
Oh, owie.
he had a bad game.
Ooh. I definitely did not see him just walking up and throwing a sentry down with 3 heroes right there and surviving.
Ryo wants something here. Still 1,000 gold from his Blink Dagger, though. He's actually a little bit further behind than he'd like. This is the cost of your Medusa not having the best game and you being forced to rotate a bit more. This Mask of Madness is speeding things up a lot, though. I mean, look at this guy. He's sitting pretty far behind the other heroes a little while ago. He's farming like 2 camps at once over here on the Ancients while stacking them, pop the Mask of Madness, clearing that out real quick like. And now 5.8 to Terrorblade's 6.2, and I think things will continue to go in his favor. Until you get a little bit more movement speed on the Terrorblade, I think the Medusa is going to be out farming you with the split shot.
Bouncy.
We'll have to see. KXY is having a fantastic game so far. Hooks fire. Michael? See if he can do anything. They're just going to continue to focus on top of this clockwork. They'll get the kill, and they'll leave the Ancient Apparition to leave.
Yep. Body blocks from the Treants onto Bryle. Oh, KXY silencing him so he can't get that toss avalanche combo onto him.
Ice Blast seems super late.
Alright, now we got...
It looks like they want to go for this. There's the toss, the silence in the void. All of a sudden, Power Shot comes in and, well, they get a kill on the Ancient Apparition with ease.
Is now active.
It's not bad, grabbing yourself that ice cream cone, but you wanted more from that. Getting the Terrorblade, getting KXY, who's having such an amazing game, would have been better. All he's got right now is this Orchid, which isn't the best defensive. Actually, he's got a poor man shield as well. So you got PMS, you got 11 armor. You're actually pretty hard to bring down on the Nature's Prophet. I take back what I say. I'd be sure that you're going to finish him off, you're going to commit onto him.
Now what's going on? The tiny hook shot follows up. Freezing field from Owie. Sunder, Ice Blast. Good job of getting that kill, and they also take out Bryle. We've got 5 heroes over mid, converging for the tier 1 tower and 2 kills. Good job by Infamous to grab that. Very wisely done by Pakas, too. Use that Sunder. Ice Blast in.
Yeah, that was nice there by Owie. Immediately noticed that all of the stuns had gone out into Bryle and pops that ultimate, tries to get as much damage off of the enemy heroes as he can before going down. Unfortunately, wasn't that lucky with some of these icy explosions. Is that what they're called? Icy explosions? Is there a more technical term for them? Yeah, the freezing field, each individual blast.
Oh,
the freezing
field.
I feel like the technical term isn't icy
explosions, yeah. Surrounds Crystal Maiden with random icy explosions.
It
Meanwhile,
sounds like
Ice Blast hits on a Moon Meander, he's still dead.
Yeah, he goes down. The icy explosion sounds like kind of like a way you would talk about like some sort of children's breakfast cereal, like the marshmallows inside the Crystal Maiden cereal are the icy explosions.
Shackle lands, KXY power shot, Bryle right on top of him, goes into the Sprout. They've got the Cogs pushing back HFN, so he TPs away. They take the tier 1 tower. To me, it sounds like how it tastes to chew 5 gum. Icy explosions, and, you know.
You mean generic, long-lasting energy gum?
Yes.
Yeah. Love generic, long-lasting energy gum. Because he's out for blood here. Oh, he gets the Observer Ward. He's too quick.
Look at that ward blood all over his hands. What a monster.
Yep. He's got Dark Ascension, but he probably doesn't want to use it until level 2.
Shackle hitting onto Excel, and Ether Remnant or not, they are just destroying Excel on this on this Ancient Apparition. He's not really allowed to be by himself for too long. He needs a buddy system.
It's hard though. You got no big boy to sit in front. The only real big boy is the Clockwork, and again, he wants to sort of sit back, have his distance, scout out with a rocket flare, then initiate with the hook shot. You don't have like a heavy tiny or a Night Stalker or last game like you had the Underlord. somebody to get vision of the enemies and like give you information. You can punish the enemy if they initiate on that hero. They don't have that on the side of Infamous, which makes things kind of rough. They do have a bunch of jump and global potential, though.
Terrorblade, meanwhile, farming a bit quicker right now than the Medusa. You've got Nature's Prophet just about to finish his BKB, then going into an AC next. Kezu coming onto the high ground and holds himself before going up. I believe his smoke broke.
All right. HFN happily punching away on this farm. We've now reached the point where you've got the Manta style on the TB, you've got some extra all stats. I think you're able to safely shove out these lanes with these illusions. Finish up this Scotty, and now farm the Medusa now. And of course, Scotty
toss on a Michael. They've got the silence. They're right up on him. Another kill there as Owie ends up dead to KXY bottom.
Yeah, Pepita did find him over in the trees there. Survived the initial burst from the Void Spirit, but of course, KXY coming in, finishing him off. So, support for support there.
It's only 2250 away from, or 2050 away from getting this ulti orb and finishing off the Scotty. Meanwhile, bottom, they find Pepita, they get the kill. They've also taken out Excel. I was going to say it's just an Excel kill. He's died plenty of times before, but Infamous look like they want to fight this. Stone Gaze used, Bryle right clicks coming in, and he can't survive what Packus is throwing his way. They do have Sunder, Focus Fire, Shackle. There's the Sunder. HFN, he's in too far now. He's in a little bit of trouble, but the damage on the Packus isn't enough. It's close. It's not. HFN falls before the Terrorblade.
My praises.
That was neck and neck, photo finish Kentucky Derby style.
Bounty.
Yeah, those two heroes, yeah, they have an interesting relationship with one another. The Medusa isn't that easy to bring down, even if you can bring her to like half HP. She still has the entire mana pool, which is most of her HP pool that Terrorblade has to burn through. So it took a while to burn her down, like you were saying, Kentucky Derby. Thankfully, Moon has had an okay game. He had the Demon Edge in that team fight. He had the Javelin, so the Focus Fire onto the Terrorblade, despite him having so much armor, did allow him to be bursted down there. But I think this is going to be a common theme in these team fights, and as he finishes the Scotty, it's going to get even worse until Medusa has hers, which is still pretty far away. Scotty, of course, being like one of the better items in the game against ranged core heroes. You slow them by 50%, you slow down the regen. Bryle is dead.
Work it in, Cogs. And the kill. Excel gets credit for that one. He's now 2-7-5.
Bryle being dead ain't great, but again, more space for your Medusa. If you can finish this 4-staff, it means you can get out of like a very heavy initiation from like Clockwork and Nature's Prophet. Right now, that's something you have to worry about. Holding on to this Quelling Blade isn't great. And you have your Dragon Lance finally coming out as well. So, extra range to hit more targets inside the team fights is going to be nice.
Scanning for enemies.
It's kind of a bummer that you didn't have a better neutral item. The People's Gift isn't that bad. The 13 secondary stats is alright, but you want something to help you farm and do DPS in these team fights. This thing will make you tanky, give you more HP and mana. But there's definitely better items to grab. Your team's probably feeling pretty left out as well. You're holding on to the Vampire Fangs and the People's Gift. There's not much for them to use. Because you want the Terrorblade's still holding on to this Ironwood tree. Over on the Infamous side, though, you got like Vambrace on the Nature's Prophet, which is probably gonna be swapping around depending on whether he's tanking or not.
Shot on a Bryle. Astral step forward from Pepita. They're right on to Bryle with the Ice Blast coming through. Right click damage destroys Kezu. Now they go after Bryle as well as Owie to get the Astral step across them. Stone Gaze only stops them for a moment. HFN, he's been surrounded and in a lot of trouble. He is low on mana and now has no more. Freezing Field comes out. That gets the kill on Michael. Owie gets away with one. Not sure he'll get away with much more. KXY makes the TP over. An early Crystal Nova just doesn't matter. They've got the Orchid and the kill. And they'll go right in a row.
Yeah, nothing Moon can do about this one, even with the MKB completed. I mean, you gotta be careful against this one, though. You do have the burst damage to bring down the Terrorblade. Maybe not in a single shackle shot with the focus fire, but a little bit more, and I think you just blow him up. So Moon is pretty scary right now, even with just one item. Terrorblade's gonna have to be careful about that one, but game's getting rougher and rougher right now. For Infamous with the Scotty completed. You don't get away once the Terrorblade gets on top of you.
Yeah, and they were right on top of them in that fight, ready to go, especially on top of HFN. Ice Blast. Ooh, hits two. Ryle now needs to be careful, and he jumped into that. Interesting move to go in on that as Excel gets a double kill. Now looks over at Moonyander, who kills off KXY, so that's at least worth it for him. But the hook shot from Michael is on the money. Shackle won't matter. They're still going to take out Moonyander, and 3 heroes die for the side of Crazy.
All of them down here in the bottom lane. Again, Moon's quite happy about that. He got like, what, 2600, 2700 XP by himself. He's now level 16. Grabs himself an Ogre Club, but he's not the carry here. It's definitely not worth it if your Medusa's not part of that fight, getting ahead herself. And of course, you're not bringing down that Terrorblade, who's becoming a bigger and bigger problem. In fact, Pax is starting to build against this Windrunner. And I suppose against Medusa as well. You did go the 15% evasion talent. But MKB coming up next on the TB. Once you have that online, I think it's just game over. You burst down way too quickly. And you lose that one factor that's going to keep you alive, which is the Windrun and Focus Fire damage coming out from Wind Ranger's MKB.
3K lead right now for Infamous, like we said, would be massive for them to win this series 2-0. BKB's been picked up by Kezu. Look at the net worth splits. You've got KXY and Packus towards the top, and then about everybody else after the Medusa have close to even farm.
Yeah, I mean,
Avalanche toss. Excel survives. He's got cold feet, might even want to throw that Ice Blast, but doesn't need to yet. They go after this Windrunner. Is Moonyander in a very bad spot? Kezu comes over. They get the count of Peta. The Freezing Field doing a lot of damage. They have the Silence onto the Terrorblade. Still looking for more. Gets the kill on Michael. Finally, Owie dies. Trying to find a Sunder target. Shackle doesn't land. Ooh, just gets it off.
Takes the illusion. The Stoneform hits him, but watch HFN burn.
Yeah, HFN losing a lot of health very quickly. They get the kill into Excel, but that's not going to matter as they take out HFN, and that's the target that they came for. BKB's been popped by KXY. Looks over at Owie, just popped back. TP'd into the tier 2 tower. He dies as well. Packets with a triple kill, and this tier 2 won't live long either.
Yeah, you've just got no confidence right now on the Medusa, and that's the power of the Scotty against these range heroes. The 50% slow, the HP regen reduction is great against a lot of people too, but you're moving at like 150 movement speed or something like that on the Medusa as you try to walk away from the Terrorblade. You are not getting away from him anymore. You need to be very sure that you're able to stand your ground if you commit to a fight.
Moonyander, Sunder, killed very quickly by Infamous. And they're still
Drains his
working with this
gamer
Aegis.
juice to top his HP up there. But when he's got this MKB, there's just no solutions anymore. You guys are dead. Bottom lane Brawler tries to shove out the lane. Pepita finds him though. Oh no. Tiny. Silenced up and he's just bursted down. Down for another 50 seconds. He just not even burned down that last team fight. Foxes, you can just backdoor this one. There's no need for you to chase Kezu. In fact, I don't think you can get Kezu. You can just TP out. I'm not sure what Paxis is doing. I think maybe he's just opted to get back. Next tier of neutral items are up in 40 seconds now. So there's that. But he just kind of wasted a bunch of time walking in a circle.
He threw him in the hook shot. Now he goes down.
You can see it.
But your death may still.
Circles that up. I think they're wanting to push down mid lane now. Last tier 2 tower. The tier 2 mid is sitting very low. HFN just opts to start denying it. Pops a Mask of Madness to do so. That is wild. I'm not sure they would have been there for a little bit still, but doesn't want to give up any more gold. Maybe Medusa just wants to get towards that next item so badly that she'll deny her own tower. I don't know, man.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant
Yeah,
structures
here we
are
go.
fortified.
Fox is now in the top lane, backdooring that tier 1, like I was talking about and wanting to do earlier. A just pops now.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Backs are against the wall.
Oh, KXY. Orchid, right clicks, BKB. And he can just leave at that point. Knows that the Windrunner's dying to Orchid burn.
And the last game, Mechanism on Moonman to this game, Nelton of the Sword though, so he's just dead. Now the heroes start to set up down here bottom lane. That it was, believe it or not, this is your biggest DPS right now, the Wind Ranger. You've lost that now.
Hook shot, Kezu, he's going to be killed off very easily. Michael's in a little bit too deep. The Stone Gaze gets used. Right clicks on to Alley. They've turned this Terrorblade to stone. They finally get the kill on Michael, but freezing over. And there's the Ice Blast. HFN will die again. Did for 75 seconds. They also killed Alley. They'll take out Bryle. GG is called. Infamous with the 2-0.
So this puts Infamous even closer to the top of the group stage. Again, they're sitting in an even score, 3rd place with 8-8. But this pushes Crazy down and opens up them, I think, getting eliminated from the groups if Infinity Esports or Haven has some good games. Again, Kiko telling me yesterday, this will be fine, we'll get through this. But I think definitely the first game thrown away by Crazy. In the second game, HFN didn't seem that focused up. There was that one time at the start of the game where he just kind of sent himself out the Mask of Madness and not the Iron Talon with it. His teammates getting caught out a couple of times. Moon, despite his best effort, wasn't able to carry this game. And, they hit their timings on Infamous and just sort of ran them down and punished them for every death that they had. Crazy, something feels off about them today, but regardless of that, well played by Infamous. Pox's some excellent games. KXY, amazing job of the Mid-Nature's Prophet. That's all I really have to say.
Yeah, really well done by Infamous. They end up taking the victory, and they beat Crazy 2-0. We're going to be back with Quincy Crew against Team Zero coming up next, so stay right there, and we'll be right back.